What? Relax, will you?
Marnie Yang is trying to calm down her best friend, Christy Passion, but cops have called Christy and she's freaked out.
Well, yes, I'm flipping out. I'm flipping out all week.
Ever since cops first contacted Christy to find out what she knows about the murder of Rhoni Reuter. Now they want her to come down to the station.
I'm in too much as it stands. I've got to go. I don't think it's a good idea.
Cops suspect Yang is behind the murder of Rhoni Reuter and her unborn baby. The motive? She wanted Rhoni's longtime love, former football great Shaun Gayle, for herself. Now Yang is trying to coach Christy to stick to the game plan.
I think I remember everything. They're going to come up with all kinds of phony bull. Fine. Whatever. I'm going to go over and get this over with.
It's as if she was trying to assure Christy Passion that she'd done a good job.
You have nothing to worry about. I've got all the ends covered. There's no way that these bumbling idiots are going to find out what actually happened.
After Christy's grilled by detectives, she calls back. This time, she's the calm one.
Okay. I mean, I went over everything with them I could remember, but they're like on and on and on about the car.
Telling Yang she thinks she actually shook cops off their tail.
Told them I didn't know what they were talking about. I have no freaking clue. So finally, they just let me go.
But now Christy's got a secret. She spilled her guts to investigators.
How did you get Christy to break?
I think even Christy began to understand that she was either going to be a great witness or possibly a co-conspirator.
So what did Christy confess to?
Christy said that Marnie had been talking about getting rid of Rhoni for quite some time.
She told the police that she tried to talk Marnie out of doing it, and Marnie told her if she did commit the murder, she would call Christy at work the next morning and ask her to dinner, and that was the code that they used.
The next morning, Christy Passion got this call.
Christy Passion, how can I help you? Do you want to go to dinner? Okay.
During the interrogation, Christy tells detectives Yang was obsessed with the football star. And when she found out Shaun's girlfriend, Rhoni, was pregnant, Yang spiraled into a jealous rage, fearing the baby would sideline her relationship.
We believe that that was the moment that she decided to kill Rhoni, and she put a very carefully executed plan in place.
Yang put her evil plan in motion on the morning of October 4th. She covered her face with dark makeup and her long hair with an afro wig. Then Yang attached her homemade silencer to her 9mm Beretta, drove over to Rhoni's condo in the black rental car, and opened fire.
This was the most premeditated and carefully executed crime I've ever seen.
Christy confesses after the murder she drove Yang all over town to dump the evidence. At one point, Yang told Christy to pull over and stop behind a banquet hall.
Marnie got out of the car, opened the trunk, took out a little sort of handheld shovel, had something in her other hand, walked away from the vehicle and buried something in the ground.
Now, more than a year after Rhoni's murder, Christy leads police back to that spot.
Our evidence technicians came out with a metal detector. I think we were expecting to find a gun. They dig this up and they find this bracelet.
It's that medic alert pregnancy bracelet Rhoni never took off.
That was a huge discovery because now we've got physical evidence linking Marnie to the crime scene.
You had paid her when it comes to solving this.
We're still not there.
You didn't have the murder weapon.
We didn't have the weapon, we didn't have a confession. Everything we had was circumstantial. We needed the one thing that was going to be a slam dunk.
How did you get that slam dunk needed to prove that Marnie killed Rhoni?
Well, that was Christy.
To save her own skin, Christy agrees to go undercover for the Lake County Major Crimes Task Force.
Christy agreed to wear a body wire and have a conversation with Marnie and record the conversation.
They set up a meeting at a Denny's, and cops are listening in as Marnie Yang dishes her own dirt.
Hello.
But as Christy is walking in, disaster.
We may have trouble, folks. The piece came out and was hanging down.
Christy's wire comes undone.
I don't know if she saw it or not.
Christy tucks in the wire, but she knows Yang's savvy, and if she's suspicious, she won't talk.
So of course I'm going to finally ask the question I told you I never ever wanted to know. When you hid the gun, did you hide it real well?
It's gone.
Marnie tells Christy she buried the gun in a bucket of cement, then threw it in a dumpster.
It's under tons and tons and tons of Chicago trash. It's gone.
Christy's in the clear. Marnie never suspects her best friend just served her up to the cops.
Gentlemen, I sure as the hell hope you heard.
But without the gun, cops still don't have what they need to nail Marnie Yang for first-degree murder.
Just circumstantial evidence.
We needed more, yes.
Detectives asked Christy to meet Yang one more time at that Denny's, and this time Marnie Yang cooks her own goose.
I really did not believe you would do it.
I didn't believe I would either.
It's very sad. I mean, she talks about how she waited outside of Ronnie's apartment and she hid behind the alcove waiting to hear the sound of the door opening and Ronnie leaving.
What did you see?
It was so dark I wasn't even positive that I was making straight shots. And she started screaming. I took the first shot.
And she starts describing. I emptied a clip into her.
And then when she went down, she took her foot and she took one good kick at me, got me in the shin. That was it. I took one last shot and finished her off.
She lays it all on the wire.
Yes,
Marnie's girlfriend talk got her convicted.
correct.
Marnie Yang is sentenced to life. She will never step foot out of prison.
Knowing that someone's behind bars for life for what they've done to my sister will help us in the healing process for us. Unfortunately, it will not bring back Rhoni and Skylar. And they'll always be missed.
We reached out to Shaun Gayle for comment. He didn't want to talk. But just after Yang's sentencing, the football hero said he is now forever haunted by guilt.
If I had given her the dating relationship that she wanted, this tragedy may not have happened.
Instead of celebrating the birth of little Skylar, Rhoni Reuter's family buried them in a single casket. Rhoni eternally cradling her unborn baby in her arms.
Yang's attorneys asked for a new trial, saying the confession she gave at that restaurant was taped illegally. They also argued that Yang was denied the opportunity to get a haircut or wear makeup during the trial, which made her appear guilty in the eyes of the jurors. That appeal has been denied. She'll spend the rest of her life locked up without the possibility of parole. I'm Chris Hansen. If you like this story, make sure you tune in every day to Crime Watch Daily. You can find where the show airs in your city at crimewatchdaily.com. Watch it live or record it on your DVR and watch it at night. And to all those criminals out there, remember, we are watching.